Hello everyone, welcome to Nigate Tale, a game I have been enjoying a lot recently, and I want to give a little bit of a review on it. It's not sponsored or anything, so this is just a game I've been enjoying that I want to give a little review on and let you all know about it. So first things first, when you first start the game, every time you get this screen. We strongly recommend using a controller to have a better gaming experience. Now, for this video, I'm going to be using mouse and keyboard, but I will explain why this pops up, because there is a very clear reason as to why this shows up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. I do have a save file that I have played quite a bit on, 4.5 hours almost already. But let's explain what this game is. So, you play as Roy, this adventurer who has gotten into a little bit of trouble as he has crashed his flying ship, and well, it kind of doesn't fly anymore. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell what the issue with the ship is at this point. It's kind of in pieces. So, your goal is to go through this castle-like area and find pieces for your ship. In doing so, you will battle bosses, you will find resources to upgrade yourself, and stuff like that. Now, this is a roguelike, so it will be a lot of go as far as you can, reset, take what you've learned, go as far as you can again. But where this differs is the help that you can get. So, first things first, as you play, you'll get meteorite crystals, which can be used to upgrade stuff such as your damage increase for each blessing you get, which you can get a blessing at the end of each stage. 30% chance that an activation skill will happen. Stuff like when obtaining a cake, there's a 10% chance you get 10 crystals. Stuff like that, just to help you in your quest. But where it really comes in is this system. Think of this game as Hades with waifus. As you give the characters cake, you increase their affection, which you can see up here. I have increased a couple of them already to the first heart. But as you unlock them, you get the first point, you get this, their magic form. And it's a little partner that helps you. Something simple that you will see more on. And each character has a set of abilities that they can give you in your questing, and more of them being unlocked when you level up their affection. As well as that, roll mechanics for the simple dodging, forge so you can create better weapons, or weapons that are more to your liking. You can talk to the characters when they're in here as well. Rothschild is a little bit obsessed with gold. And each character has different abilities. Personally, I really like Rothschild or Rose's abilities. I like Alona's, and I like Cersei's, so I'm going to be looking for those. Also, you have a auxiliary ability that you can place down. This is a crossbow that will just fire shots in range. You have melee and ranged basic attacks, and that is essentially the core of the game. So today it looks like Mayona is going to be the monster form joining me. She can freeze enemies and just spit bubbles at them to increase stuff. So that's either Asa's Blessing or Cersei's Blessing. Personally, Asa's Blessing I don't like as much. It requires a lot of setup, but we're going to actually check it because it can possibly have the ability I'm looking for, which it does not. Oh well, and as another thing, quality improved. You can improve the quality randomly. Yeah, I'll take the random buff. So I get 100 gold. Here's the ranged attack, just a simple arrow. Melee attack by using the wrenches I picked up, and there's one of the attacks from characters from Iona's creature form. So Rothschild, Golem for a range is very powerful. So I'm actually going to grab that. It increases damage, and then I have this gold meter. Rose's abilities go for this gold meter, and when you fill it, a special event happens. You can also tell what's going to happen at the end of each room. So this is Asa's symbol, so at the end of clearing this room, I will get a blessing from Asa. Why? So I'm hoping for a certain blessing, and I will get it. It is dodging shot. This will explain why any controller is very useful. So, dodging shot is something that activates for the roll. As I roll, those arrows come out and then they fire forward. This is where you get into the point where a controller can be very helpful. Using keyboard and mouse, I have 8 directions I can move. Diagonally and the cardinal directions. Which means I can only roll in these directions. With a controller, with the 360-degree movement that you get, you have a bit more control over which direction you roll, and stuff like this can become very much more useful. So this is meteorite fragments, that's health. I'm not too worried about health right now, so I am going to go ahead and go for meteorite fragments. Meteorite fragments will give you the upgrades that you will want to use between each match. So, for monster crystals. This is a clover. Clovers are interesting. Clovers are nice if you are actively looking to upgrade what you're doing, what you're using. When I put the auxiliary down, it fires some arrows, making this room a bit easier to clear. Clovers will upgrade any abilities you have that can be upgraded. There are some that are already at max when you get them. So for this one, I'm going to use Golden Throws upgrade, increase my range damage, and increase just the chance for gold as well. This symbol on the actual door, not on the frame, but on the actual door, means a puzzle room. So, shouldn't be any enemies you have to fight, it's just they kind of get through the puzzle room without taking damage. This symbol on top, I believe, is meteorite fragments, which is very good because I need one more to get a new weapon. So here is the puzzle room. As you can see, your job is to kind of dodge these spinning, rotating, moving blades, and these lasers that come out. So, some of these puzzle rooms, once you learn what you kind of need to do first time, you can get through them a little bit easier the next time. So in this case, you have 2 options. You can go either this top direction, which means you're dodging the spinning blade, or you can try to dodge the lasers. Now I'm personally going to go for the lasers. I just walked into that one, but this is a very simple, just wait for each laser to go off kind of deal. And there we go. I'm at the end. I have my meteorite fragment. And now, so this is Circe's symbol. Balance, I believe this is a shop. I have 174 gold. You need about 250 to get decent items in the shop. 100 will get you a healing item, but Circe has some very interesting abilities, especially defensively based. So I do want to try and grab some. And you may be noticing some of the enemies kind of getting stuck in an ice block. That is Bayona's active skill. I call it an active skill. It's not really something that you yourself activate. But there we go, you saw that enemy was in an ice block, so just something to kind of help you out. To freeze the enemy, they can't hit you. This guy's frozen too. This, yeah, if you see buttons like this, it'll pick up one of these and fire a laser. Now this laser can hit you, and it can hit any enemies you may be facing. Ow, that one hit me, because I didn't pay attention to it. There was one over here. Now we're going to go ahead and get Rothschild's little ally out. So that is a mini robot that will come out once I get all the coins finished. You can have that, you can have a cannon, or you can have a storm that sucks everyone in. I'm probably going to get the melee. So Circes are interesting. They tend to work around shadows, which are essentially clones of you that will act the way you do in attacking. They will not move, but they will kind of attack the way you do. This is another meteorite crystal, which I don't necessarily need. This is, I think, gold or Gashapon. We're going to get a meteorite crystal because it's always nice to have these. And you can see the shadows will do the arrows, they just won't move like I do when I roll with it. They will fire arrows from your ranged attack as well. And that was a lot easier of a clear. That's one of the reasons why I like Circe's abilities. This symbol, these will almost always match. Top symbol means some sort of boss. Bottom symbol means a mid-boss. So you will see these two together a lot. There are only two forms of bosses, stage bosses and mid-bosses. This is going to be a mid-boss, and it is Francesco Daisy, which I'm actually kind of happy about because this means it is easier for me to show what happens when you beat the boss. Now I am not necessarily extremely worried about my health at this current moment because I do have one of my passive abilities lets me to kind of revive myself the first time I would take lethal damage. Auxiliary to get some more damage down, and going forward with... You're gonna roll a lot in this game. Okay, so there's my... I got hit by his laser, there's my resurrection. And here we go. Yeah. Small robot helping me out a bit. And let's get a bunch of damage from the shadows. There we go. Boss is gone. So the first time you beat a boss, you get a random reward, whether it's a meteorite fragment, monster crystal, cake, whatever. And you get a Gulam shard. These are interesting in the fact that they take your already basic abilities, your primary melee and ranged attacks, or auxiliary, and they edit it. So in this case, I can choose between having my third shot explode when I fire my ranged ability, which is very nice and is what I'm going to take. When I melee, I have a chance to fire a boomerang wrench, which will kind of spin around me. Or I can just fire 3 arrows. Explosive arrow is very nice, and I can show it off here. So, big boom on that third shot, and then after beating a mid-boss, you enter this room. First things first, Heart of Healing heals you by quite a bit. And then, based off of what monsters you have, what waifus you have kind of working with you, you can choose one of 3 abilities. So this is Aso's ability, which basically just deals an AoE of damage in front of me. This is Alana's ability, which is very fun, very fast. Basically anything within a very short range of me will just take a massive amount of damage. And this one just makes me invincible. This is Circe's. Circe's kind of has a mix between setting up your attacks and defensive. I like Lona's fatality a lot more. And this next room is a meteorite fragment. So we go on to the second part of these stages, where I'm just going to dash through a lot of these enemies very quickly. The dash is a very powerful one if you get an attack that modifies it. Especially if you can get some shadows up. Puzzle room with the clover, or healing room. Personally, I think I need the healing room right now. Gonna go ahead and quickly just run through. Yes, the healing room does have enemies, so it is a bit of a risk reward. Hoping you get enough healing that it doesn't matter that you took damage. And these guys are annoying. So you cannot attack them from the front. And that does quite a bit of damage. Luckily with shadows, it is a lot easier to attack from the side. Part of vitality, I did not heal as much damage as I took, but it happens. Now I can either go for Clover and upgrade one of my abilities, or I can go for Mayona, which is this symbol. First waifu you will kind of get, and enter into this room. I'm going to get one of Mayona's abilities. Possibly, we'll see. We're going to go ahead and use this. It's very fast charging, and it just instantly kills everything around me, essentially. Now, I am going to try to quickly beat this guy up. As you can see, it's difficult sometimes. And now I'm going to use the fact that I have explosive arrows kind of help me out a bit, and here is the storm that sucks all the enemies towards it. If they are close enough, of course, these guys right here aren't. But a lot of this game is about dodging whatever you can. So, another blessing, Mayona is based on ice. And oh my gosh, yes. Agreement is very nice. Basically, it makes me immune to damage twice. I can either go to a shop, which I have 317. I will go to a shop. This is not a shop. I forgot where this one is. I always forget which one the shop is. Gonna just... This is where this could be very fun. This is where having an ability like this or Rose's drone can be very useful, because I'm kind of just running through a wall and constantly, I'm just rolling into a wall and constantly damaging everything I might need to. Ah, that is Rose's blessing. That is right, the scales are gold, so Rose's blessing. Rose can also give you a mech randomly spawning in the world. That would do a lot of damage. Taxation is pretty good. Don't really care about stronger mechs because that doesn't help if I don't ever find a mech. So now I'm going to wait a couple seconds for this other shield to recharge. Alright, and we have the second shield back. That took about 50 seconds. It's nice to go into battle with both shields though, and you can upgrade this to 3 if you use a Lucky Clover, but it's nice to go into battle with both shields just because that's 2 instances of damage I'm not going to take. It'd be very much what saves me. Like right there, those 2 instances. Alrighty. A lot of this is rolling around just trying to get out of the fight, but rolls do not save you. And back here, I have beaten the first stage boss a couple times, but this is something I am getting used to, is falling out very quickly. Then you can talk to him. Anyways, so I do not have enough. You do need at least 20 to increase anything. But I do have enough. If you need at least 20 monster fragments. But I only need 10 meteorite fragments. I want to grab this hammer because I want to see how it works. So we're going to try that. So it looks like it is a much slower weapon, which means range is probably going to be more of my forte in this situation. But yeah, so build your character to your liking, upgrade everything, find the pieces for your ship. Oh, that is interesting though. I did not notice my health changed. I have 50 armor now. And when I equip the wrench, I have 340 health. So the hammer lowers your health but gives you armor, which I'm assuming regenerates. So, find out more about the game. Keep running through it, keep learning, keep improving yourself. Give the girls cake. I didn't find any this run, but you can run up to them and it'll, instead of talk, it'll also say give present or something along that line. Give them cake to increase their infection, increase their abilities, and increase their abilities. Give them more, give yourself more, stuff like that. And as you play, you'll unlock more of the characters. You start out with just Mayona. Alona comes in pretty quickly, and then there is a quest to find Rothschild, there is a quest to get Asa, and there is a quest to get Cersei. And there are more characters I have not recruited yet. I have run into one of them, have not completed the quest for it though. And it was this one. I do remember the shape. It was this character. I have run into them. I have not completed the quest for them because I've only run into them once. This little guy doesn't do too much. He just gives you information on the enemies that you fight. The more you take them down, the more information you learn. Yeah. Bell and Lance are annoying. So the first stage you have two mid-bosses that you could fight. One of them is Francesco Dinty, one of them is the combo with Bill and Lance. They are slightly annoying. And then the final boss is Carl Lucifer. Anyways, good to know what these enemies do. And learn more. That's the main thing about this. Learn from your mistakes. Well, that's going to be all from me today. I hope you enjoy this game. I'm definitely going to be playing it a lot more. It's fun, it's relaxing at times, and it's a good game just to pick up randomly.